So today we're working on this 2011 Malibu, and it's been having some issues. It's been eating the front tires. These tires were on the front, but now they're on the back because they were rotated, but the edges really wore quicker than everything else. And it also has a pretty good clunk in it going from throttle to brake. And then especially if you just kind of whack on it real quick back and forth, it makes some pretty good noises. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a camera on the problem and then take a look and see what we have to do. Okay, we're quickly able to see what the issue is, and it's that guy right there, the lower control arm bushing. He's gone. He's left the chat. So let's go ahead, jack up the car, take off the tire, and get after it. Start with the paint exactly this way. Don't have suffering back here. One side at a time. Oh, nice wheel. All right, let's get this wheel off here. A little too loose. Hang tight. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Look too bad. We just unbolt it from the bottom there and unbolt the back, and let's see what we get. Hopefully we'll have an easy time with it. Okay, let's see how this goes. Get the nut off the back here first. Oh, what was that? This is this one. Oh. Okay, that broke loose pretty easy. Let's hit these bad boys. Wow, good times. Grab a wrench for that. All right, let's see if we can get a wrench on this thing. There we go. Let's see what happens here. Watch the fingers. goes one. And I think I can snake back to the second one here from the same spot. Yep, business. So I was looking at this, and I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to have to take off the front mount too, give enough room for this thing to pull out. It may even get worse than that, but I guess if I pull it out, at least I can see if the front bushing is okay too, so that's not the worst of things. Luckily, the nut was entrapped on that one, so that's handy. Okay. Let's see what we get. Yeah, that's looking okay. Hey. Good luck. Pretty wild. It really doesn't look all that bad. Oh, camera shifted. Sorry, guys. So it doesn't really look rotten, but boy, it sure was clanking around in there. Oh, yeah, you can see on that side it's a little higher up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the other part, and we'll see about putting it back together. Okay, here we are, back at it. I got the new part in hand, and we'll go ahead and get this started. I did check out the front bushing. The front bushing looked fine, so we're going to hope for the best here. This part ought to be a little interesting. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, come on. All right. Uh-oh, which bolt was the front? I'm going to go with that one. Get that one started. Are we in? Yep, that's in. Now this one's going to be a little interesting because we can't do both bolts at the same time because I won't be able to back it up with a wrench. So I'll have to kind of get one in, make sure the second's lined up, and torque the first one, and hope for the best. That looks good. Let's kind of put this guy in, snug him down. So we hold that bushing nice and tight on the control arm. There we go. Okay, we'll get the another 18 millimeter on the top. Okay, that looks good. Snug it up. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and torque it down. The specs call for 74 foot-pounds with 90 degrees afterwards. Make sure we still got a bolt through. That's perfect. It is a bit of a puzzle getting that puppy in there. There we go. What did we turn off here? Nope. Almost 66. Okay, there's that. Somehow they want another quarter turn out of it. Let's see what happens. Come on. Whoops. Into the camera we went. Let's see what you're still looking at. Oh yeah, you're good. We're about there. Hopefully the nut stays and doesn't spin like the last one. And the other one does just what the other one did. It stayed. Nope, that one is spinning. At least it's the easier of the two. Yeah, that's what no. That's what I see. Okay, on. Okay. Well, this isn't really fun at all here. Oh, you're seeing it real time. I can't believe this. All right, we're going to call that an extra quarter turn. That isn't going anywhere anyhow. Snug this one up. It's good. At least this one, we don't have to hold the nut on the other side. Okay. Then we need to do another quarter turn on this too. All right, winner. Okay, lower control arm is in and happy. So now the other thing we need to do here is the tie rod end, which has slop in it. And as you see, the bushing is all tore up here. Yep. Let's see what happens here. All right. Big. All right. Pop. Oh, that was easy. We'll just leave that nut right there. That'll be our guide as to how far down we need to go. Watch out, falling pieces. Yeah, that's tired. The Delphi part right out of turkey. The bushings are also made out of turkey too, but I looked at them to see which one had more rubber in there to try to get one that was more substantial, because the other ones sure seemed to fail pretty early in life. Pretty sure I changed them not more than, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. At least I did the lower control arms. I don't recall if the control arms came with the bushing or not. Okay, just coming up to where that was. That is the same spot. And of course, these new ones they're greaseless, tie rod ends. So they are what they are until they die. Well, we'll zip this down a little bit too. Mm-hmm. Great. Hang on, another tool. 8mm. Okay. Oh, here we go. This will be a little tedious. Of course, this is 18mm. It's kind of an odd size. I don't think I have any 18mm ratchet wrenches. No, that wasn't too bad. I should keep it soft now. Yep. 30 degrees. Well, so not quite 45. Yeah, I know. Lovely. Tighten this guy back up. Okay. Well, that was easy. Okay, so that's about it for this side. I'm going to actually kind of loosen this bolt up a little so I can make the final torque once the suspension is loaded up again, when it's at right height. And now we'll take a shot, cruise over to the other side. All right, here we go, side 2. Let's get the back of the bushing off. Easy enough. Hopefully this side cooperates as much as the other side. This one has a little bit better access to the nuts. Great. That couldn't have been any better. Oh, wow, that one's really bad. Look at that. Okay. Ow. See if we get as lucky as the other side. Oh, it doesn't look like it. I think the sway bar has moved over a little bit. That's too bad. I already did the other side. We're going to have to probably loosen up the sway bar. Another 18 millimeters of joy. Okay, back on the upper sway bar mount. It was spinning, so I had to get a Torx to put in the middle of the stud, which means then you can't put a socket on it, and here you go. Slow wrench method. Now, should we move the sway bar out of the way? Yep. And pull out the lower arm. I didn't think this side was as bad, but it's just as bad as the other side. Let's see. Yeah, that's very not good. Get the center bolt back on, so we're keep the bushing snug against the arm. just a little bit. And this side, since we have better access, I can actually do, I think, both bolts at the same time. Fantastic. Okay, these bad boys. You know, there's things, I like the torque things that really are kind of critical, especially when it's not my car. Although we could just guess, but you know, let's try to do it as good as we can. All right. Loosen this up until we put load on it. All right. And let's get the front bushing torqued. Okay, off to the tie rod end. It's great when those come off like they're supposed to. Not a whole lot of fighting. And again, we'll leave the jam nut there so we know where we need to tighten it back up to. Keep our alignment in check. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the sway bar end links, get the tires back on, and we'll see what she does. We'll come back and torque those after it's on the ground. There, I'll give you a look here at the upper sway bar arm. It goes in there, and that goes on. And at this point, tightening it will just make the center spin. So you have to hold the center, in this case with the Torx. And you tighten. Now this is just one of those things, even if I had a ratchet wrench, it probably wouldn't fit in there. So it is what it is. Oh, almost lost you. Don't want you falling over. Okay, let's see how we did. feels better. We'll see what it looks like in a second. Yeah, much better. No horrible clunk. Okay, that wraps it up for today. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And see you next time.